Well, good day, viewers, and welcome to Noel's Garden Tractors and Firewood. And we're back on the Sears Craftsman again today. Not sure what we're going to get done, but we're going to look at the mowing deck. Again, I did take a look yesterday, and I really can't see what the trouble is, so I don't know what I'm going to do, but I'm kind of half thinking if I can get the blades off and then look at them and see if they're... Well, one is bent. The one on this side is, like if you look at this blade over here and pick a spot and you turn the blade around, it's the same each time you stop the blade and look at it for either side of either end of the blade. This one over here is off 1/4 of an inch. So one of them is, I would say, up, because when I line them up with this side, the one that's not up lines up good with the tips on this side. But then that one that's up is off with the tips on this side when I turn it around and measure it up, and it doesn't matter if it's, when I turn the blade around, it's the same way. Anyway, I don't know this thing. I'll have to probably... The problem is, it's like this blade. They're both cutting the grass straight like this, but this one is cutting here, let's say, straight, and this one over here is down. Not like it's tipped. Seems to be down. So I don't get that because one part of the blade on this side is bent up. So I don't know. I think I might. I don't know what I'm going to do with it. Anyway. But then put them back on and put them, change from side to side. Put this one over here and put this one over here and see if that does anything. Take it out and try it, I guess. Anyway, there's other things to do to it too, so I got to get to have a look at the motor mounts. Still have to grease the front end and the axle yet, and maybe lubricate the spindles somehow. I'm not sure how I can do that. And so we're at 9 degrees Celsius, 49 degrees Fahrenheit, south wind at 12 miles an hour, or 19 kilometers an hour, so it's not too windy out. They're saying 15 degrees today Celsius, but I don't think it's going to get to that. And sunny. And it is kind of sunny out. There's a bit of cloud around. So tomorrow's rain, and May 1st, look at that. Sun and cloud and 8 degrees, back to a little bit cool then. The rest of the week is cloudy and rain and whatever, and temperatures are coming up some. So there we go. All right, we'll see what we can get done with this thing today, I guess. And, it's hard to say what will go on here. So I'm no further ahead there, although I did get the blades off. But so now I might purchase new blades for it. I might. Anyway. Blades would be worth more than a tractor. Oh dear. Anyway, we'll see. I'll try it and see. I don't know if I don't think it's going to make any difference. And now that I think of it, there's a deck over on the land in the woods there that's underneath the Ford tractor, but it's a Sears mowing deck just like that one. It might have blades on it, but again, it's been sitting in the grass for – 'Many, 'many years, so it's probably not much good. Anyway, might look at that on the weekend maybe if I get a chance. So there we go. So we're kind of on to the motor mounts there, and it's not looking any better. I really can't see what is what there. There's so much oil and grass. But I am going to try and get this one apart and see what I can see there. This one here, I'm not sure, but it kind of looks like the bolt head is worn itself up into the frame of the tractor. So you can't even get anything onto it. So I'm going to try that back one there, see what's what, and then maybe I might be able to get to this one, maybe. I didn't look underneath to see what's going on with it, but if we could get two of them kind of tightened up, that would kind of help it a bit. But it looks like it's sitting on a plate here. And that goes all along here, and that's what bolts to the frame. Right there, and then the engine is bolted up through there. So anyway, I guess, I don't know. I don't know how far I'm going to get with that either. Anyway. That's about it for now, I guess. Nothing exciting or startling, as my aunt used to say. Alright, I guess I kind of got a farmer's fix on that one. And the mount for the engine. This one I can't seem to, well, I haven't tried, I guess, but the nut underneath to get a hold of, to hold on to it is I don't know what it is. It seems to be wore off, or it's worn up into the frame of the tractor, and I can't get a hold of it to do anything with it. So anyway, like I say, I got that one farmer fixed. Now, if I can go over to this side, I'll show you what's in these, I guess. And these are rubber mount type of a thing or whatever. So I fixed that one up too. That's another farmer's fix, that one. I hope I think they'll, I just kind of squished, I put a plastic piece in between the frame and this frame that holds the engine on. And then I put in, now the hole in this is bigger, so I had to put a 3/8 nut in over the top of that 5/16 bolt. And that fits inside the hole of this part. So then I got this washer on top of that nut, and then this on top of that, and everything squeezes down, so the nut that I put in underneath in here, no, the nut that I put in here, should be squeezing down on the plastic thing that I put in between the two levels here. I hope anyway, I think that's what I did on the other side. So what goes on here is there's two of these, one on the top, one on the bottom. So the bottom one sits like that, and it's got this is the the only good one. The other ones were all broke. So that sits there like that. So then this sits on top of this, and that ridge there sits in the hole in this. So then there's another one that sits on the top, on top of here, and then the washer, and then the nut, and it squeezes these down, and then there's a bushing that goes in there like that. So the bolt going through only tightens to a certain point and jams this one that's in on the top like that, and then the other one which comes up from the bottom like that, and jams everything together, and that gives you your rubber mount. Anyway, that's all I am going to do with this, I think, for now, anyway. That back one there, that's going to be a nasty one to get to if I ever tried to get to it. So, I think for the amount that I'm going to use this, and for the amount of time I'm going to use it, I think it's going to be fine. So, 2 farmer fixes out of 4, I guess. So, anyway. Well, I still have to get it down and start it and see if it's even fixed it yet, but anyway. The other thing is, I know it was rocking back and forth, but really it couldn't really do a whole lot. It really couldn't go anywhere, I guess, but it's just the fact that it was bouncing around wasn't a good thing, So I don't know if I'm done with this or not, but I would say I'm kind of got done what I wanted to do to a point. I still don't know whether the deck is going to cut right or not, so I may have to get back on that. Oh, and I still have to grease the front wheels here. I got to take there is no grease nipples on it, so you just have to squirt oil in around where you can, and down in here we'll just take the cotter pin out and both sides and just lube her up and put her back together. And that's about it. Oil is done, and I oiled up a couple of other things on the steering mechanism there today. So we've got the rear end lubricated, and what else did I do to it? Oh, I put the battery in it. So she's pretty well done up, I think. That's the thing with doing this stuff and it's a good thing in a way, I guess, but if you were into the business of buying and selling tractors, you'd be wasting your money trying to fix that up and sell it. You'd only get $100 for it. Holy cats, the amount of time I spent on that. And you never could put new parts in it, so that's why you have to do the farmer fixes, and that's the way it is. It's hard to say what blades would cost, if I do put blades on it, but it wouldn't surprise me it'll be $50 for a pair of blades. So there we go. So almost quitting time, and I'm not going to work overtime today, maybe. So. Beverage time is coming. All right. I think I'll see if I can get the tools kind of cleaned up, and I'll see if I can set it on the floor, and then I'll get it started and then see if anything has changed to the good. And if I do that, I'll get back to you and show you that. All right, she's all back down on the ground, and I got all my tools cleaned up and all cleaned up and put away and all that kind of stuff done. So we'll give her a start here and see. I don't know if I can show you or not because it's dark down there, but I do have a flashlight that I might be able to show you that it's not moving around. It usually would be moving around on that bolt and that bolt. that bottom plate there that the engine is bolted to, that would be moving there if it's still loose. So now I'm going to be able to put my cover back on here. I just thought I had kept that cover off because I had to boost it every time I want to use it, so don't have to do that now, I don't think. So we'll be able to put the cover back on. All right, we'll get her started up here and see what happens. Well, I'm going to have to, it's a two-handed operation here. You got to have one to turn the key and one to pull the wire there for the choke. Contact. Oops. Contact again. That's great, no movement. Before it'd be quite a noise from it actually. And you could see everything going, and she's solid now, so that's good. So that'll make her smoother running to cut the grass with. So that's great. Something fixed anyway. So the only thing I'm not really sure if I did anything or not is the mowing deck on the grass heights problem, but other than that, she's front wheels are greased and the front end is oiled and the engine is new oil in it, and transmission's got new oil and grease, and the engine don't flop around anymore. It's just kind of what she needed, and I have been wanting to do that for years, so good to have that done. And like I say, I may still have to do something with the deck, but anyway, at least for now I can move on to other projects. I got other things to do, and I'll have to start at that tomorrow, hopefully. And as my aunt would say, it would be nothing too exciting or startling, but I've got to get my sticks put away for my winter guiding sticks, I guess you'd call them, so I'd know where to go or know where not to run into. And I got to get my downspout gutters off. I've got all 4 spouts are extended a bit, so for the winter and spring. So that should be all right now. I don't think we'll have any, well, we got no more snow melt, so have to do that too. So that's going to be coming up. I doubt if I'll do a video on that, but anyway. So I don't know what I'll be up to tomorrow. I still have to go and get hydraulic fittings somewhere. I'm not too happy with Princess Auto. They just don't seem to have they used to have a great hydraulic section there, and they always had somebody that was man or woman in that section, and they were great to deal with, and they don't have them people there now. So me trying to find things, it's just not as easy. And anyway, so have a great day wherever you're at and whatever you're doing, and we'll chat again soon.